Hey everybody, Uncle Bart here for College Cuisine. Today we're getting a little bit back to our roots. That I was going to do this show for college students. Making 1 or 2 servings on your own instead of going for takeout, which is always more expensive. And you control what goes into your dinner. So today we're going to do chicken chow mein. The basic ingredients: celery, onion, chicken, broth, onion, chestnuts. Did I mention onion already? Oh boy. And later on I'll bring up the cornstarch. Now, I learned how to do this from my dad. He used to make chicken chow mein all the time because literally he watched the chefs in the background at the Chinese restaurant make the food. So, in fact, in order to honor dear old dad, I'm using his cleaver. Ordinarily, I'd cut this up with a mandolin, but don't have to. We are going to do, like I said, 1-2 servings, which will take the whole onion and about that much of the celery, maybe up to 2 cups. I'm going to cut the chicken last. I butchered this last week. I bought a bag of chicken leg quarters, and I just took all the meat off. I took the bones, and I made this broth. Now, I know you kids can't do that all the time, or if at all, so it is no bloody sin to use a can of broth. It's fine. You know, don't let you just can't do that. Don't worry about it. Use it. In fact, I hate to tell you how many times I use that. And when I have my food booth. So let's clear the decks and start doing our mise en place. Oh God, I'm using French terms again. Oh well. Here we go. Got a couple of cups here to put the done with vegetables. And let's get cracking. Now, I think I've said this before. The great thing is you get the best produce that you can, and you just take out the stuff that's no good, and you don't even have to just cut it right along the line here. Here we go. Oh, by the way, you're going to want this a little thin, not chunky like for soup. See, check this out. And again, take your time. This isn't Iron Chef. It's not well, a couple of those other cooking contest shows. There we go. One more. I happen to like celery, so. Oh yeah, one more thing you can add is bean sprouts. They come in a can, but somebody used up the bean sprouts and forgot to buy another can. So, sorry about that. So let's go to all these into the container here. Don't worry, my fingers are meticulously cleaned. I washed them 3 days ago. There we go. Voila. That goes over here into our reservoir. Now we take the onion. Ooh. There you got it hidden. There you go. Yeah, my dad would make this, but he would make a huge pot. He would use that whole stalk of celery and at least 5 pounds of onions. And this stuff cooks down like you would not believe. So, use a smaller knife to peel off this peel. Voila. And of course, he would take like a couple of chickens, take all the meat off the chickens. We used to make a lot because it not only was it for the whole family, but generally other people were coming over at the same time. And you could put this over rice. If you have any ramen noodles, go ahead. Well, here we go now. I got them all peeled and stuff. Just cut up the root tip because you don't want these to stick together. You want these to fall apart. Oh, I already did that one. And again, as thin as you could get. I mean, not paper thin, but just thin enough. So you're eating slivers of onions instead of big chunks of onion. Voila. There we go, 2 sliced onions. Everybody back in here. This goes into the reservoir. There. And now we're going to open up our can of water chestnuts. I love water chestnuts. I'm only going to use probably maybe I'll use them all. I love water chestnuts. I'm just going to put in the whole can. About a million years ago, and maybe they still have it, Chow used to have a canned product that came in 2 cans attached. The top can had the bean sprouts and the water chestnuts all sliced up, and the bottom part had the chow mein part, the onions and the celery all stewed up. All you had to do was add the chicken, and I gotta tell you, it was pretty darn good. We used that a couple of times. Oh wow, these are already sliced. Hot diggity damn, I didn't even notice that. Cool. All right, well, I know not to get myself cut. Watch, I'll cut my finger off. And now, last but not least, the chicken. Now, here we get the old glove on for the chicken. And I'm going to be using a scissor. This is a lot easy for these small pieces. Like I said, if you go and buy boneless, skinless chicken thighs, same thing with chicken breast, like I said, wrap them up, put them in the freezer or fridge, and when you're ready, you take them out, let them defrost. And I just use a scissor so I don't have to take out another chopping board and all that stuff. So let's get this undone. We get our pie plate from the area of no seeing. Okay. There we go. Remember what Tom Colicchio said. Once you're done mise en place, you never should have to pick up a knife. Or in my case, a scissor. There we go. You know, it's the funny thing. When you buy all those boneless, skinless chicken thighs and chicken breast, now they take all that skin. I didn't know this. You can buy them in the grocery store. You can buy bags of chicken skin. I've seen it on Guy Fieri's TV show. Now, I don't know if he does that for himself, but it makes sense. You sell, something separate. Chicken skin is what gives collagen. It has collagen in it. What helps give the chicken broth is gelatin. It's not just the bones. One time, years ago when I still lived in Delaware, I had to butcher about 10 chickens. And I had to take the skin off of them. And I took that, and I put it in the fridge, and I figured I'll give it to the dogs. Oh, here we go, hold on a second, I'm done here. So I took the chicken, I said, let me cook it up. Because I had just seen something about chicken smalls for making matzo balls. And I boiled them up. It was about 1.5 pounds of chicken skins. And I brought them to a boil, let them simmer for about an hour, let it cool off, took out all the skins, let it drain, and I put that water right into the fridge. It came out to about that thick of chicken fat, which I popped out and saved to something else. Alright, here we are with our chicken. Let's get started. I'm going to let this get a little bit more darker. Is that redundant? Anyway. Because to me, I like the more richer flavor. Like I said, brown food is always better. Well, Amberell says it. I just copied it. Spread this out a little bit and let's season it. And I'm going to use one of my ramen packets. Hold that for just a second. This is beef flavor, but it's not going to hurt. You just want this to be a little bit of the salt and some spice. There we go. Not even going to use the whole thing. So we got our pot going here. Let's get a little oil in there. Now generally, Chinese restaurants, they use peanut oil. I'm still using a little bit of olive oil. because somebody forgot to take the peanut oil. Well, let's not go there. Here we go. Ah, you heard that sizzle. Now, of course, in Chinese restaurants, they have stoves that are roughly the heat of a jet engine. And this stuff cooks up real fast. This is going to be a little bit longer than what they do. So, there's going to be more than a few cuts. But I want to get this to the brown stage a little bit, just so you can check it out. And generally, this is the same way. Generally, this is the same way I do chicken and broccoli, chicken and snow peas, chicken whatever the hell you want. Just get them nice and brown, and then it just makes it so much better. Okay, here is what the chicken looks like. See that? Nice and brown. We're going to put this back in our plate for now. We'll recombine it with everything else later. And leave the grease in there, olive oil. Leave the olive oil in there. And the first thing we're going to put in is the celery. Celery takes a little longer to cook. Okay, here we go. Now, if you had a real wok, I mean, a Chinese wok, you could do a lot more at one time. I just have my my good pot here. I had a Chinese wok, but I can't lift it up no more. Darn shame, it was a nice wok. But this is pretty non-stick, and it can take a good amount of heat. So what we're going to do is, when this is a little bit browned, we'll take it out and put the onions in there. Do the same thing. Get them browned up a bit. Then put everybody back together with some broth and literally simmer it until everybody's nice and cooked. If I looked at odd at the thing just now, my sister's trying to call me. I'll call her back. That's the problem with using your camera, or rather your phone as a camera. You see that? Yeah, you can a little bit. Okay, we're just about done here. And of course, don't forget the salt as you go along. I'm using Knorr chicken base as a salt for this. I found it, I lost it before. There we go. Oh yeah. Take a look. See how nice and brown they turned out. Put them on top of the chicken. Give this a wee dram more of olive oil. And now the onions. Voila. And now we'll salt these right at the very beginning. There we go. And again, that'll take about 5 minutes. And again, if you have your own huge wok or big, it should take a lot less time. The onions will start getting nice and caramelized now. fact, see it on there? That's pretty good. Now, we take everything and back into the pool. Voila. There we go. We're going to keep that on high for another couple of minutes and then we'll add the broth. Remember, it's no sin. But when you got a chance to make your own stock, it's always better, trust me. Man, let me see if I can show this to you. There was this great TV chef, Madeline Kama. She used to be, oh, it's got too warm. She used to be on NPT here in Maryland. And you can see it a little bit. It is slightly gelatinous, but not like it was before when I took it right out of the fridge. That's from all the skin and the bones that I cooked when I made the broth. Alright, this comes out. This is roughly 2 cups of chicken broth. Let's see here. You want to put in almost to cover. That's about a cup and a half. There we go. See? There we go. Now, we'll let this simmer for 5 minutes, and then we'll add the cornstarch, and last but not least, the water chestnuts. You don't want to cook the water chestnuts anymore. You want to bring them up to heat. Okay, we're back. This has been simmering for about 5 minutes, and it is done. Now, check this out. See? There we go. Now, we're going to put a cornstarch slurry in here, but instead of water, we're going to use some more of the chicken broth. So put a little bit of, you see how gelatinous that comes out? Oh, still some gelatin in there, hot damn. Alright. Put that over there. You want 1.5 tablespoons of, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. There we go. Voila. Give it a stir with your whisk. I got some new ones here. They're plastic, so it won't ruin my non-stick. There we go. And now we put it into the chicken. There we go. That's in there. And now I'm only using half. I'm going to make some beef chow mein later on. A friend of mine's coming over for dinner. And like I said, give it a minute to bring those water chestnuts up to heat. And there you have it. Chicken chow mein. Sorry about no bean sprouts. Next time. Maybe I'll do a sequel. Check that out. Alright, now you serve this over rice, a little bit of soy sauce, and you can fry your own rice, but that's another episode. So this is Uncle Bart. Let me lower this. This is Uncle Bart for College Cuisine. Eat more and enjoy. Till next time. Bye-bye.
There's not enough light.